Well, look what I woke up to. Goodness gracious. I guess today is inside chores. No going out today. Look at that moon. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kathy, traveling with Charity, and I travel part-time in my RV with Hope, Faith, and Cassie, my 3 babies. Man, can you believe it's freaking snowing? Oh my God. It's like part of me wishes that I was still in Courtside where it's not snowing, and I'm still on this WhatsApp, like I said the last time on my last video, and they're like having a good time, going out to dinner, having taco nights, and just having a really good time. People are leaving and some people are coming in. I'll meet you here, and still working on their rigs, and it's just, I miss that. I stayed 3 months in that Courtside area, and I'll tell you, I just had a blast, because that's where I wanted to spend the winter. I didn't want to spend the winter anywhere that it was absolutely freezing cold, and I'm sure I'm gonna do it again. So when I woke up to the snow, it was like beautiful and disappointing at the same time. I don't want this cold anymore. I just don't want the cold. I'm like, please stop. I want it to be nice out there, because I have so many plans. I have tons of plans that I want to do. I want to start planting trees, flowers, some greens, even though I have I don't have a green thumb. I have like a brown thumb. I want to see if Mr. and Mrs. Plum come back to life. I just want the weather to change, but it hasn't changed. Oh, let me tell you what I just did. I woke up this morning, and I have water in my tanks and all that stuff, but I don't drink that water. And I thought I had tons of water still in my underneath. So I went under there, no water. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna snow again, and I don't have any water, any drinking water. So I got in my car. I made it there. I was so excited that I didn't get stuck or anything, because definitely you can get stuck, because it's all muddy going towards the main road, 64. But I went there to the /supermarket gas station, and I just paid $4.50 for a gallon of water. I was like, this is Grand Canyon prices, right? I couldn't even believe it. I says, you know what? I'll just get one, and then tomorrow I'll go down to Safeway and get whatever else I need. But I can't believe it. And then when I came back just in time, because it started snowing. And I walk in and I go, oh my gosh. I already have, like, the little small bottle waters that I can use for my drinking water and stuff. So anyway, it is what it is. $4.50. I just can't believe it, but I did it anyway. So anyway, guess what today is, y'all? It's story time! I haven't told a story in like forever. And this is like a simple story. It's not, the other one was a pretty big deal. Are you guys okay back there? Yeah? No? Okay. But the first story I want to talk to you guys about is how I got this baby right here, my rig. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2017. I got to get my stuff up and look at the actual years, but I think it's 2017 when I got my RV, and I was looking and looking and looking. I heard that too. My windows are all fogged up because it's all nice and toasty in here. But anyway, I was looking and looking for an RV. I was online, I was everywhere looking, and then I saw this RV that was for sale, and I called them up, and they said, yeah, they told me the price, how many miles were on it, all that good stuff, right? So I said, okay, but and it was here in Phoenix. It was in Phoenix, Arizona, where the RV was, and it was at this place where they rent the RVs, and they're like all over, and I can't think of it right now. America, I can't think of it, but when I think of it, I'll say it, or I'll put it somewhere down there. But I said, okay, but I'm in Georgia, and blah 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 blah. And they go, oh, no worries. We'll fly you out to Phoenix. We'll set you up in a hotel. And if you like it, you buy it. And if you don't, you don't. And I says, wait a minute, that's going to be a two-way ticket, right? They go, we'll buy you a one-way ticket there now. And then if you need the second one, we'll buy it even if you don't buy the RV. And I was like, okay, that's a pretty cool deal. So I waited about a week and then told them, okay, let's just do this. So they flew me out. I put at that time I only had hope and faith. They flew me out, and I got my hotel, and the next day I went and looked at a whole bunch of RVs. And these are used RVs. They were rented, weekend warriors were renting them. And the only reason why, I just want to tell you, the only reason why that I decided to go that route instead of another route where I could have bought it from someone that owned it, and whatever. But I bought it from them because I knew them renting out these RVs, they were taking care of them. They were maintaining them. They were giving them their oil change, their tune-ups and maintenance all the time. AC, they were just taking care of it, and I knew that. So I says, you know what, I'm going to buy from them because I knew that it was maintained. So I went down there, and actually there's a video of me going into this RV when it was nothing. And hold on, let me turn this stove down. So I went in there, and I saw this RV, and I was in love, and it was like the perfect RV for me. And someone asked me when I was in Quartzsite, if you wanted to get another RV or another home on wheels, what would you get? And I said a Class C. I just love the fact that it's bigger than a van. I can move from the front of the cabin to the back, and I can have my babies still run around. Excuse me. So that's pretty much, I would still get a Class C. I really would. So anyway, I saw this baby and I was in love. All my cabinets were brown and I did all that. I put the wallpaper up. The wallpaper is the same color as what's up on bunk, that thing in the back that won't come freaking clean. So I did all the painting and decorating and all that stuff. My bathroom was yellow. The sink was not the sink. The shower was yellow. The walls were yellow, and I painted it all white. And anyway, when I saw this RV and he was taking me around, I mean, he was doing little stuff from the outside to the inside of what needs to be done, and I couldn't remember all that stuff. I had my paper and pad. I was so anxious to just be in this RV. And you have to understand that I'm coming from a home that is almost 4,000 square feet. It had upstairs, downstairs, basement, and the basement was as big as the whole downstairs. And then coming into this. And you know what? And I made a playlist of the renovations I had to do when I had to kick my tenants out, but that's a different story. But there is a playlist. You guys go look at that playlist, and it's called Home Renovations or Sold. My house was sold or whatever. So he was showing me everything all about this RV, and I told him, I'll take it. I am going to get this RV. And I bought it in Phoenix, Arizona. I paid $27,000 and I just paid it all. I didn't want any kind of loan or anything like that. I just paid it all. And it was so funny because I was prepared to buy it and to say yes, but I wasn't prepared when it came to having to drive it back. I'm like, oh my God, I have no sheets, I have nothing, no pillows, no whatever, food or whatever. And I'm driving cross country, from Arizona to Georgia. And of course, I'm not going to do it all in one day. Well, I wasn't going to do it all in one day. And so I had to stop at Walmart. This is my very first time, and I'm doing it with myself, just all with myself. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I wasn't scared. I was excited. I was excited to get back to Georgia, fill this sucker up, sell all my crap, and rent out my house and move on. I was excited, just excited. One day I'll tell you about my anxiety and all that stuff. And so when I got this RV, it was so funny because Hope and Faith were right at home. As soon as I opened it up, because I parked in front of my home, and I had HOAs, and they were getting on my doggone nerves. I will never, ever, ever deal with HOA ever again in my life. But anyway, they were running back and forth and having a good time, and I was so excited that they loved it as well. So I'm packing up my stuff and I'm putting everything on Marketplace, and so the home was there for, this home was in front of my house for, I want to say, maybe a month, and just so I can get everything together. And I found a place to stay, to park my RV, and that's the ice maker. Park my RV and live there, and still work, because I wanted to save more money. Just save more money. So, 2017, 2 years later, 2019, I decided I'm going to the RTR. I was like, yes, I can't wait to go to the RTR and blah, blah, blah. And I went to the RTR, and that was like, oh, that was the best experience that I could ever have, learning how to live off grid and in an RV. It's RTR, but it's the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And the rubber is the wheels, and tramping, I don't know, but anything that you live in that's on wheels, people were there. And people were there that were just, not just, but part-time. They weren't full-time, and I wanted to become full-time. And I was full-time because I was living in the RV for 2 years, but I was parked saving money. So I went down to the RV, I learned all this stuff, and I'm looking at the map really quick. The way I went was from Georgia. I drove up to Tennessee, and I went all the way through, what's that? I only did the little tip of Texas, but I was up in the middle, sort of the middle of the states, all the way going to the RTR West. And after I spent, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, because I was still working, and I was driving back. And now this time when I was driving back the lower states. And I want to say New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, all of those states. That's the way GPS took me. So I was in, I don't know what state I was in. I don't know. Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, one of them. I think all of them, actually. I got stopped. The police stopped me, and I had on, and it was still a little cold. I had that hat on, my beanie with my 2 Mickey Mouse ears kind of thing on, and I pulled over, and he came up on the side of me, and it was far enough for him to be able to come on the passenger side. No, not the passenger side, the driver's side. And I go, yes. And I knew I wasn't speeding. I'm like, it was, people are behind me, beep, beep, because I'm driving 50 to 65, and that's it, that's all. I don't care if you're blowing at me, I want to be careful. So this officer came up and looked in my window, and Hope is on the passenger side going, I can hear her. And I was like, okay, be quiet. And I'm scared to move anyway. But the officer says, are you okay? And I go, yeah, why'd you ask? He says, because you were swerving. I go, I wasn't swerving. And he goes, yes, you were! Scared the crap out of me. I said, oh my God, I'm about to get shot up right now with this man yelling in my face. And I just looked straight, and I didn't even look at him anymore. And he was like, driver's license, all that stuff, right? And now I still have all this stuff in this envelope, and it's, it's all, everything is in there. So I'm searching for it, and I'm shaking, and I'm giving him my driver's license and all that kind of stuff. And he goes, I'm only going to give you a warning, a verbal warning. You no longer swerve. And I mean, he's yelling this, just totally yelling this. And I go, okay, officer. And I get all my paperwork back, and he leaves and goes off. I'm shaken up. I'm like, what the heck is going on? He was horrible. So I'm driving off, still shaking a little bit, but I didn't, he drove off before me because I was in the car still shaking from the yelling thing. And I drove off afterwards, and, you know, I was just driving, and I want to say an hour or so later, a police officer is pulling me over again. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I mean, like, is this going to, I was thinking in my mind, is this going to happen when I get out there and I'm traveling for real? And he pulls me over, and I go, and now I'm like a little bit leery because I'm thinking this man's going to yell at me again, man or woman, whatever. So he walks up to me, and once again, I was further away from the freeway to where he can come on the side, on the driver's side. And I go, yes, officer. And now I have everything in that envelope, driver's license and all that, everything is in this envelope. And he goes, I was just pulling you over just because you were swerving, and I was wanting to see if you're okay, if you're not drunk or anything like that. I go, nope, not drunk, don't drink, none of that stuff. And while he's talking, he's like looking in my RV while he's talking. And he goes, well, like the guy before, I'm just going to give you a warning this time. Just go ahead and be careful. Now I'm getting pissed. I'm sorry if that's a bad word for other people, some people. I'm getting very upset because I'm like, what is going on? So I drive some more, and about maybe, I don't know. And this could have been the next day actually as well, because I know I didn't drive all the way through. But anyway, I'm driving again, and I get pulled over again. And this one here was nice, and he just says, I'm just checking on you. I saw that you were swerving. They all said the same thing. I'm like, what is the swerving thing going on? I don't get it. So about a couple hours later, I see a police officer on the other side of the street. And I'm thinking, okay, please don't pull me over. Please don't pull me over. You know, then I can see in my mirror, a police officer is behind me. And he's behind me, but he doesn't turn on his lights, and he passes me by. He passes me, and he like gets in front of me. Another police officer is behind me, and his lights go off, and the one that's in front of me pulls, like I'm driving here, and he pulls in front of me like this. The police officer behind me is have these lights on, and then the police officer that was over there, now he's doing whatever he's doing to cross over, because it was a one-way going this way, one-way going this way. And he pulls me over, and now I'm like, freaking, what the heck is going on? Why are they messing with me like that, like this? I could not believe it. So now I'm crying. I'm like totally crying. It was horrible. So the guy that comes up this time, He doesn't come up on this side because it's a one way each way. He comes up on the other side, and he says, we were just wondering if you're okay because you're swerving and just all this stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? Now he's on this side where Hope is. And you okay, Hope? Okay, let me get this out of the way. He's on this side where Hope is. I just give them the whole envelope. I'm like, here's the envelope. So I'm like handing it to him. And Hope goes. So he didn't get it the first time. He had to get it the second time. And I just give him everything. I says everything is in there. The registration, the purchase of the RV, all this stuff. I'm bawling, and I tell them, you guys are the fourth person that pulled me over. What is the deal? I don't understand. I'm like, now I'm yelling, right? I go, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. He takes everything with him. And I'm sitting there for at least 5 minutes. Then I see the officer, the car in front of me, he pulls off. The one that was across the street, he pulls off. And then the guy came in and handed me everything and said, I really apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry you're having such a bad day. Here's all your information, blah, blah, blah. And I sat there and I'm bawling, and they pull off. I call my mom and I'm like crying with my mom. I'm telling her all this stuff that was going on. And she was just like, calm down. Did you get anybody's badge numbers? Did you get a ticket and all this stuff? I mean, I got nothing. Nobody gave me any kind of ticket. So I drove off again. Excuse me. I drove off again, and I don't know how many hours after that. It could have even been the next day because, like I said, I spent the night at Walmart's. So another police officer pulled me over. I could not believe it. Could you believe that, Cassie? They pulled me over again. Oh, gosh, they pulled me over, and I still had everything in the envelope, just everything. And Hope would not even let me roll the window down. Hope was at the window just growling like she was getting ready to kill this man. Drool coming out. So I had to actually... I was afraid to do this. I had to actually get up from the seat, walk to the back, open the door, and hand him all that stuff. Like I said, it was all in an envelope, and I pretty much threw it at him. So he's looking through my stuff, but he's looking through the purchase of the RV and all that stuff and all that stuff. And he goes, I don't know if I told you this, but he also said that I was swerving. So he's looking through all my stuff, and I'm just standing there going, what the heck? Why is he looking at that and reading all of this stuff? And he goes, oh, you own this RV. Oh, I really wanted to own an RV, and I still may do it. And he's giving me all this like life story, me and my wife. And I go, sir, what's going on? I go, you are the fifth person that like pulled me over. What? He goes, I am? And I go, yes. Why can't I drive my new RV to me back home? Why can't this is my first real trip and I want to go home. And he goes, I apologize, and hands it back to me. And I snatched that thing out of his hand so hard, slammed my door, and drove on to my house. Well, I was already in my house, so I drove on to where I was parked. And the RTR was the best experience in my life, but driving back across country down south was the worst time in my life. And I never, ever, ever, I've been back and forth across northern country, I don't know, 6, 7 times. I never drove through down south ever again. Never, ever. I haven't done it in my 6 or 7 times. And I don't even think I would ever do it again. It was the worst experience. And I love New Orleans. I lived there before, you know. I never lived in Mississippi, but I have driven there before. I even had my RV, and it's a beautiful city, but my God, I was in tears, and I'm still afraid to drive that down south. But anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope you guys enjoy my story times. I really enjoy telling you these story times, and I need to make a playlist of all my story times, because some of you guys really do love story times. You guys can't wait for the story times. But that was a kind of a sad story time. You know, that's the real life story time, so I'm not even going to apologize for being sad. I just wish that I had their badge numbers and all that stuff, because everybody said the same thing. What is the deal? You're swerving. All you want to do is look in here to see if I'm maybe selling drugs or gun. I don't know. You know, I'm making that up. I don't know what they wanted. I don't know what they wanted, but it was all men that treated me so badly. So badly. And I'll never drive that area again. So anyway, you guys, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're with me. And it's getting hot as heck in this RV right now. I got to turn the heater off. But I thank you so much for watching my videos. I really, 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 truly appreciate it. You guys are the bomb diggity. I thank the old subscribers, the new subscribers, and the subscribers to come for watching my videos. I thank you so much. I want you guys to make it a great day and be free. Be free. You won't have the same experiences that I had. You know what? You're going to make your own experiences. Be free. I love you.